Good morning on this beautiful 6/24/24, June 24th, 2024. I hope that someone is able to wake up this morning, or anyone is able to wake up this morning and take a sip out of this cup that motivates you, should I say. Hey, my one subscriber, I know who you are. How are you this morning? I had to get up. I fell asleep yesterday when I got off of work. I had to get up and put my phones on charge just enough to so I put the other one on charge just enough for it to come on, and then I put this one on charge because this is the one I actually take, be at work. I'm transferring everything over to. So this is just like my whole little lifeline, and then my other one I charged it to 10%, which is now at 8%. Yeah. So in today's motivation, if you are um, a parent that was, I'm gonna do this. If you are a parent who was born in the 70s and you have a child, child that was born in the 2000s, and your child is not in Hollywood or Fumblewood, and I don't mean like fumble the ball. It appears that Hollywood has been fumbling with all the children from those decades, which is, well, let me go back. First of all, this is alleged. This is just what I see and read. Um, and it's not all children. But anyway, so back onto what I was saying. You, even if your child had a rough life, um, I'm just going to say, just thank goodness that you were not pulled into that. And you did not trade your child for fame and money and a good life. I'm proud of it. From my opinion and my point of view, it seems that a few of the parents in that age um, are trying to explain their stories, things that happened, and they are okay with the things that they allow to happen to their children. Good morning, good morning. See, me as a parent, I would have never been okay with certain things that they were doing to the children. Like I'll give you, for instance, you remember Raven Simone, she was on the Bill Cosby. She was like 5 or 7. She's a little bitty baby. She was just a tiny little cute little girl. Um, I was listening to some stories because I was going to do a story about the children that, what happened to the children back from, the two that were born in the I'm sorry, not the 2019, the late 1990s, like 1990s and 2000s, or maybe the early 1990s. Well, I'm gonna just say 1990 and above. Um, how they told that little baby that she had to be on a diet. She couldn't eat this, she couldn't eat that. First off, how dare you tell a baby who's working, who's remembering you don't give this baby what she wants? She deserves a treat. We give our kids treats for good behavior. I mean, I know that sounds like a puppy, but in the same sense, you train your puppy in the manner that you train your child. Not that they are the same thing, but the training process is kind of the same, but there's some differences. You want to train your puppy how to use the bathroom. You have to train your child to be potty trained. You train your puppy to go outside. You train your child to go to the pot. Now, I'm not referencing a child to a dog. I'm referencing a dog to a child, meaning, or a puppy to a child, meaning that we have to teach our puppies, and we give our puppies treats for good behavior, right? So if we are teaching our puppies like we teach our children, why in the heck did they not see it fit to give that poor little baby her little fruit roll ups and fruit snacks and her little um peanut butter and crackers or whatever the case may be? That was just one of my references because I thought that was so horrible. Like a 5-year-old baby, 7, whatever, however old she was, doing all that she was doing, and she couldn't have any treats. Now, mind you, she said that it was never Mr. Cosby himself, but it was the people that were around her, and they were casting and all that. And you can probably best believe that those people didn't have children. And if they did have children, they probably were not raising them to take those treats for that little baby. But anyway, I said all that to say this. So if you did not have your child in it, man, don't feel bad. Don't feel like you wish that your child was in the movies or in the Hollywood, because you were probably saving your child from a lifelong um time of who diddly did it, things like that. Because it's like crazy up in there. But anyway, moving on to the next thing. Well, before I move on, so don't. I think that anyone that was born in the 70s, alarms are going off. That was born in the 70s that had children in the 19 or whatever. um, I think you guys, your motivation is that you got your children to wherever they are, or went through whatever they went through, or been, a part of life without projecting into that particular type of situation. Okay, because it's unfolding now and it's really deep. Okay. And then I have something to say about somebody that was in there. Okay, but I'm gonna go back to that. My next thing is that if you are up this morning and you are listening to my crackly voice, maybe you are blessed. You have succeeded, whether you can move your hands, feet, legs, blink, whatever. If you took a breath of the air that was giving you 624-24, you are blessed. If you can listen to me, if you are listening to me some way or another, whether it's on your friend's phone or your phone, you are still blessed. I think we take for granted the small things in life that we are blessed with. And I use this analogy all the time. When my son was a little boy, I was told that I think my children are better than anybody else's. And they were speaking particularly about my oldest son, because my oldest son, I gave him a lot of motivation and encouragement during this period. My baby boy was little and he got a lot of motivation and encouragement too, but it was just like a different kind because he was younger. You give him age appropriate motivation and encouragement. So I would tell my son, you stand up, you put your head up and your chest out, um, because you are tall, you are a black man, and you are proud. You are a king. You stand up, you walk with your head up and your chest out. Like, I done arrived in this world. Like, I'm here. I would tell my son this, and mind you, I told my baby boy the exact same thing when he got older. And then the funny thing of it is that on my baby boy's side of his dad's family, they have some, not all, but some have like little bend over thing, like a little arch in the top of your back. I don't want to call it what it's called. Some of the family members have that. I literally bought my son one of these things to put on his back to help him um, stand up like that because when he had some friends that played basketball with him, and I would show him. I said, "Do you see how this boy is standing?" I said, "Now you look at him from afar. Do you want to look like that?" I said, "Well, that's how you look when you stand like that." I said, "So you stand with your chest out. If you don't like the size of your chest, you work out and you make it bigger." And baby, let me tell you, I have two of the most built and handsome young men to me. Those are my babies. They are so built up and handsome, and they hit that gym like a regiment for them. If they don't go to the gym one day, they be feeling bad. I'm like, don't do it. You can afford to skip a day or two or a week, and you still gonna be all right. But it's just gonna be hard for you to get back in. Anyway, I wish they would give some of that. Oh, good morning, Lysander. Okay, baby. Um, of course, of course. Yes, ma'am. We can do that, most definitely. And I ain't talking about what all this grimy stuff like people be doing or saying and know all these recordings and all this. I ain't even for all of that. I can't even fathom that. So you ain't gotta worry about it over here. We not finna do all we not gonna do all that. So we can either do it on I don't know if you want to do it on live or if talk to each other on the back end. I hate saying back end. It's just made to be such a bad thing when it's really not. It's really not a bad thing. It's called personal conversations, and everybody is entitled to them. So the back end is really not a bad situation. It's like the front end is where the whole world can see it, and the back part of it, offline, is where it's more personal. Um, yeah, that's not a problem. Um, so yeah, I wish they would just let me know when. Um, I wish that they mama had some of that commitment to the gym. Okay, so do you know from the time I was 21, I'm gonna say from the time that I gave birth to my son is 26. From the time that I gave birth to my 26-year-old until my current present moment in life, I have only been in the gym maybe 5 times, and I have only attempted to work out 3 to 5 of those times that I went in there. And it was only a total of an hour out of all 5 times that I was inside of a gym. I do not do a gym. I'm just trying to tell you. Okay, hon. I go to work today too, and I get off at 5:30 California time. And so I don't know if you're in Atlanta it's 8:30. Arkansas, Louisiana is 7:30. And so I'll hit you on the inbox and then just give me like 15, 20 minutes after that. Uh, um, but yeah, I I just don't have the motivation and the inspiration to go to the gym. I just don't. Although I need to, because I complain about troubled areas on my body. Okay, you have a great day too, love. I complain about troubled areas all the time. Um, I just ain't going to no gym. I guess I could, but I'd have to have a person to motivate me. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna be honest. It ain't happening. Me and my yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna go back. Okay, so I was telling my son. So I was telling him, stand up. Walk with your head out. Walk with your chest out. You are great. I'm just telling my son, and that's the one thing that we need to do as mothers. I don't care if your son's black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Oriental, Hawaiian, Samoan. I don't care what race your son is, because in life We can sit here and we can go down the line of all the troubles that our sons have versus the troubles that our daughters have. And our sons are expected to come out on top of all these troubles. And our daughters are pacified and pampered when at the end of the day, they have the same troubles because we all bleed red. You know what I'm saying? But nobody um, thinks of it that way with our sons. You know, our sons have emotions. Our sons have feelings. Our sons have breakdowns. Our sons, you know what I mean? Our sons feel all of these things. Although our sons don't actually give birth, you know what I'm saying? That's about one of the only things that we can just one of them. One, I didn't say that was the only one, but that's one of the things that the man versus the woman, whatever. Although our son does not give birth, after the birth of that child, our sons are automatically called what if they do not ride by the woman's demands or the the stereotypical behavior that a father should be to a child of a mother. They have to be with that mother. They have to deal with whatever that mother puts out. And if they choose to walk away from the mother, not the child, it's automatically they've walked away from the child and they're no good, no matter what they do to try to become part of that child's life. You feel what I'm saying? So, not saying that that's the only thing, but I'm just saying the pressures on a man to walk in this world are far deeper than the pressures of a woman. And a lot of parents, a few parents, I'm not going to say a lot of parents, some parents don't understand what the children or the men, Jesus, need to carry on. And um, I'm one of them. You never know what a child needs. A child that grows into a man needs to carry on to be strong. So I can only say from what I have done and given to my children. Now, if it works, I don't know. We'll have to talk to my children and see. Maybe I'll bring my sons on here and see. Um, but I consistently give them encouragement. I consistently tell them I love them. I consistently let them know that they're smart, they're intelligent. I'm proud of them. They're handsome, they're strong, And then if they're doing something that I don't like, I don't say, "You so dumb." I never would I call my son anything other than a man, a king, my son, my love, strong. Never would I call any of them anything other than those. I have, although, mind you, when they be doing some dumb stuff, I'm like, man, you tripping. Why you sitting over here acting? And I put emphasis on acting like you crazy or acting like you dumb or acting like you don't know no better. Well, you too smart to be acting like that. You know what I'm saying? You too smart to be acting. Because to me, if you know your child's potential because you've seen it, you hear it, you walk it, you live it, you can encourage it, they ain't doing nothing but acting. It's just um, a moment of like the turn off switch, and we gotta help them click it back on without the negativity behind it. And once we help them click it back on, we have to help them keep that switch on. We have to help them keep it on. We got to let them know that, hey, you can't click that switch off because that switch can lead, you know what I mean? That switch being off can lead to something that you cannot get out of. And even if they do something that you don't approve of or you don't like or you don't whatever, guess what? It is not your life. You have two options, and one of the two is only the smart option. It's to try to understand and encourage them. And if it's not what you like or good, encourage, try to understand and encourage them to do better. You know what I mean? And the other one is to whatever. So, give the whatever. You never want to give your child the whatever attitude, the whatever Sean. Saying whatever is just saying, man, I feed you to the wolves and the ways of the world. Never do you want to give your child that. So technically your only option is to try to understand and encourage them to be better and do better. The great, intelligent, wonderful people they are. That goes for man and woman, girl or boy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Child or adult, preteen or teenager and adult. Because there's multiple stages from growing up from a baby to a man or a woman. There's multiple stages. And in multiple stages, um, the lights click on and off. They just go through so many different things. And now with the way that things are in the world, not the world, because the world is only being attempted to be changed by these super smart scientists. Uh, Anywho, um, there's with the different things that are going on, the only option is to try to understand that it's not like it was in our day, and it's trying to instill some of the things that we learned and we know better because we've bumped our head and apply it to what's going on now and attempt to help them overcome the obstacle that they're currently at. Those are the only options, actually. So that we're just going to dismiss that. We give it the whatever attitude. No, we're going to dismiss the whatever attitude, whatever the whatever attitude, right? Whatever the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Dismiss the whatever, get rid of the whatever attitudes, and just try to promote an encouragement to our children. Now, you cannot force positivity, encouragement, um, right over wrong on people because you cannot control anyone but yourself. You technically cannot even control a newborn child. A child that you push out at that very moment, you technically cannot control it. All you can do is encourage it. You can encourage it to drink the bottle instead of crying, or to, feed it naturally instead of crying. You can encourage it to stop crying if you change its diaper. You cannot even force a baby. You feel I mean, you understand what I'm saying? There is nothing you can do to force another person. All you can do is encourage, support, and try to instill by I don't even know how you instill. I haven't even thought about that one. You cannot instill. I guess you can instill it by leading by example. I don't know. I haven't even thought about that word particular in this conversation. And actually, this conversation is just off shot, off shot. It's just off the, as I call it, as I say about one of the people I support, off the dome. But anywho, I'm gonna stop going because that conversation going in. Anyway, support your children. Encourage your children. Never give your child the whatever attitude. Because whatever attitude is just like saying, yeah, you're right. So never give them the whatever attitude. Just encourage them. You're not agreeing if they're doing something that you don't like. You're not agreeing with them. You're encouraging them to do better. You're encouraging them to be better. You're encouraging them to choose the right decisions and so on and so forth. That's it. And I said this conversation stems from uh, any parent who had a child in the 1990s, and who was born before, I stemmed it off of me, the 70s. I was born in the 70s. My first son came in the 90s. Um, and I was looking at some stuff online about, because I want to do a thing about uh, the dark side of Hollywood. And I one part of it is about how they mistreated these children. You know how we laugh and joke about the children over in foreign countries. They have the what do you call that thing? Where they work them. Um, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's how they have them in they have them working for 25 cents or whatever, um, or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know the exact amounts or whatever. But anyway, um, the way that they do these children, or they did these children, to me, is just a different form of it. This is my personal opinion because they work you all day, all night, online, on video, or behind these cameras and these lights. Action and cut. All right, that's a wrap. And once it's a wrap, you go on about your business. You feel me? And then if you don't conform or behave or do what they want, they dismiss you. You're fired. Like literally. You mean to tell me I have given you my whole childhood behind this old funky camera and these old bright stinking lights, and now because I choose not to do this one particular thing that basically is immoral or difficult or whatever the case may be, you dismiss my whole career? Like, are you serious? Is there any 401k health plan longevity? Um, Come on, man. Is there any longevity in it? Like, come on. You basically have to behave, act in the manner that they want you to, or you're dismissed. Which is why some of these children that were actors then are basically lost souls now. Good morning, Brittany. How are you, my love? So it's like, oh, yo, whoa. So if you did not put your child in there, you should be, I mean, don't I? Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But you can bet your bottom dollar none of them have gone through a smooth transition if they have made it thus far. And how did I come to this conclusion for this conversation? I woke up like maybe it's 4:45, so I was up like around 3. And what is it called? Growing up hip hop was on. I'm blessed, sis. I'm blessed. I was so tired yesterday because the day before I only slept for like maybe 4 hours. I was at Break Room's house all night watching her on live, and I had to get back up at 4. Uh, I was watching Growing Up Hip Hop, and I was listening to him, and what went through my head is these children that were on here. A lot of them, or some of them, or a few of them, or more than that should more than verse as odds was more than not or more that should be have some way or some manner been exploited. You gotta hear my stomach. I guess I better go make me some breakfast before I start. Yeah. Have been mistreated, gotten into trouble, um, just crazy situations have been unfolded in their lives. And even if they were small in situations, because the camera was on them, it was a blown up situation that made it more difficult for that child to deal with. So, opposed to a neighborhood or a community or the family looking at them and watching them, now they got the whole world watching them and coming at them. And we kind of dismiss that because they're in this foreign world called Hollywood, Hollywood, and that's just what they got to deal with. But you got to think about it. If your child, not your child particular, let me say, if a child um, goes to a family dinner for, let me say Thanksgiving, we ain't gonna say, we'll say Christmas, and you got like 500 people. No, that's too many. You got about 30 people that's coming to the family dinner, and your child or a child, it don't even got to be your child, but one of the family's children get caught stealing, hunching, um, or doing something that's just like, oh, no, he didn't type of thing. And y'all sitting around the table, and for just conversation over dinner, the child's mother brings this up, and the people at the table are like, "What? You did not do that, girl, boy. What is your matter for? What? Did you beat his butt or her butt? You know." So that child gets embarrassed, right, for their actions, and they're gonna do one or two things. They're gonna change their ways, or they're gonna fall into worse ways. So, can you imagine one of these children who are a family of limelight Hollywood who does something small wrong, and the camera is on them and everybody knows, and now they got the world, people in the world, lots of people in the world saying, "What you do that for? Boy, you crazy. Girl, you crazy. You tripping," all these negative things, and all these your mama autos and your daddy autos coming at them. And that's like a horrible thought process. It snatches their childhood away from them. It snatches their I don't even want to say being, but for a lack of a better term, at the moment, their being away from them. It's like, who are they supposed to be after this, you know? So, geez, I thought of it. Because I was thinking about, um, I was used to watch Run's House. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but that's back, that's my day thing. And I remember, and because this is the one that I was watching just before I decided to go live, JoJo was getting married. JoJo is Reverend Run's son. Is his oldest son by another mother, Vanessa. And, dang, I can't even, Angela's sister, and Diddy and Rusty's sister. Okay. But anyway, so one time JoJo was riding in his whip with his friends, right? They riding. Ooh, we riding. And he get pulled over by the people. And in his car he has some substances. And everybody was so on JoJo because he had the substances, and the people took him to jail and da da da, right? But nobody ever stopped to ask, well, why the hell did you get pulled over in the first place? Were they profiling you? Wait, stop. Did you miss a turn? Did you forget to turn on your signal? Did you run a red light? Did you run a stop sign? Were you speeding? Nobody stopped to ask this young man, why did you get pulled over? They were just on him because he was Reverend Ron's son, and they pulled him over and found substances and took him to jail. And that baby, I used to watch, because I used to watch it all the time. And his whole, his head was down, but nobody ever told him, man, hold your head. Well, they did tell him, but hold your head up. Doesn't matter. You did that. You know it's wrong. You shall overcome it, and let's keep going. Man, brush your shoulders off. Lesson learned. Let's keep going. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It was more so of every time they seen a man, what was you thinking? It ain't about what was he thinking. If he didn't do nothing wrong, why was he pulled over in the first place? So let me say this. Yes, he did have that, whatever. Back in that which was which was illegal then, which is legal now. Okay. We understand that, right? But how do they know what he had inside? You know what I mean? So my point of this thing was he pulled over because he was a black man in a BMW or whatever Mercedes, whatever, I think it was a BMW. I forgot what it was. I don't know, but nobody's thought to ask. Well, why did they pull you over in the first damn place, son? You know, it was just like, oh, you got in trouble with the law. Okay, now I said that to say this takes me to the next point, and I ain't gonna have too many points because y'all know I gotta get ready for it. It takes me to my next point. Do you not think that people have reactions to actions? So his reaction to that action was he just slummed down because everybody was on him hard. You know, every time he goes somewhere, whatever, man, what was your daddy tell me what happened? What, whatever. He slummed down. But nobody say, was you speeding or whatever. So that goes into today and things that happen today. I'm jumping the subject and kind of scooting over a little bit, but it's still the same. Every time something happens, there's a reaction. I call it a consequence. Okay, there's a good and bad consequence to everything that happens. I skip all the reactions. I skip all the in between, the mumble jumble that people say, and I say there's a consequence. It's either good or bad for everything. If I say girl, there's a good or bad consequence. Good consequence. People say what? What's up? What's going on? Them saying what's up, what's going on could be, it could everything, every little thing has it. The bad consequences is people could take off running because they think something happening, or anything they could pop it, some anything. You just got to think around everything. So, what makes you think that when people react to certain things, that there was nothing that happened that caused them to react that way, or that stemmed that reaction? you know so at some point we have to learn not to react, which is a good consequence. There's a good and bad consequence to everything. So somebody does something, we do something, we don't know if it's good or bad, then they do something, then we do something, then they do something. It can go on for a life. So at some point we have to learn to not react. I guess I'm trying to say it right. So I'm trying to say this without offending anyone or anybody, but it's a serious thing, and it doesn't. It goes for the person. It goes for everybody, not just one person. So if I say something to, I'm gonna use you, Brittany. If I say something to Brittany, Brittany's going to react based on what I said. It could be a good reaction, it could be a bad reaction, because what I said could be good or bad. Now, once Brittany reacts, of course, depending on what she says, to what I said will, lead to how I react. And so this reaction keeps going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. At some point, we've just got to just say, man, I'm just going to ignore this. Now, us ignoring it could also lead to a reaction. You know what I'm saying? So life is all about reactions and consequences. And so, I don't believe in reactions. I just believe in consequence, because everything has a consequence. I think I kind of lost y'all on that. So let me go back. Let me re-hit this back. If I say something about Brittany, the consequence is Brittany's either gonna say something or she's not. Or somebody else is going to say something or they're not. So I'm gonna say something, Brittany's gonna say something. Now the consequence leads, like the situation of the consequences leads back on me. So what I'm saying is going to keep going, gonna keep going, gonna keep going. So we cannot fill our head. We have to erase our space. We have to erase our space and ignore and move along, and just not give energy to things that are happening in the world. And I don't mean on social media, I mean in walking life, at work. Yeah, I'm gonna say at work. Somebody at work could do something to you at work. Mm. I'm gonna tell you about my. I don't know about this social media. I'm talking about for real life stuff. So I'm at work and um, somebody has a $20 bill. This is something that happened before. Somebody has a $20 bill. It's for their lunch, and they have it on the desk, but they don't have anything on the $20 bill, so it doesn't fly away. Now they know that when we open these specific doors, which are opening in and out, open all day long, that stuff blows around. So this particular person put the $20 bill on the desk. Now my desk is like a desk is like spread out because it's like a humongous room, and you got like 5 desks. So you got four on each side because we need our own space, and then you got the one main. It's not a main desk. It's like I'm gonna say the center desk. It's like the where you get if you need something, information, supplies or whatever. So I'm gonna call it a supply desk. There's also phones and stuff up there. So it's like I'm gonna I'm gonna call it supply desk. The supply desk is in the middle. So I'm on the far side. Um, um, there's one other person in there with me besides the person that leaves the 20 on the desk. So we're getting ready to go. And the person that's in there with me goes to the door and opens the door and said, "Come on." I said, "I'm coming." You know, I'm slow. I've always been slow. I always lag behind. "I'm coming." And so I get my stuff and I go out. Now, mind you, the person is at the door waiting for me. And the person with the $20 bill, I guess they came from the bathroom. I don't know where the hell they came. But when they came from the other side. So they didn't see the person at the door holding the door waiting for me. They just saw me going out of the door. Now, you know where I'm going with this. So when they came in and they didn't see their 20 on the desk where they left it, they automatically assumed somebody took the 20. Now, mind you, I'm not over there. I could not have even ran over there because when I say this is a humongous room, it's like the biggest. Okay, so picture a warehouse, a big warehouse with just spaces in each corner. So it's like instead of us having walls, we have space. Okay, so put like so they just see me going out the door. So it's so big that they can't see who's at the door coming from the corner that they're coming from where the bathroom is. They just see me going out the door. Um, Instead of them calling me on my work cell phone and say, "Hey, did you grab them whatever for the lunch or whatever?" They immediately, not immediately call the we didn't have a supervisor, but they called the person on top and said that I took the money, da 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 da. They saw me leaving out the door, da 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 da. The 20 was on the desk. Not to even mention, we got cameras in there. Uh, not to even mention, they did not call me and ask me anything. They just assumed it. The manager says, "Huh? Are you sure?" Should have been indication to them that, dude, you're tripping, not this person. I mean, me and the manager, I'm calling him a manager, but we have been working together for quite some time. And I don't mean like 2 months, I mean like multiple jobs together. And I was like, what? I, I don't know. And then let's just say, instead of them asking the other person, it was two more people in there. It's four of us together plus the person that makes the the center, the person that's in the center, but the person in the center is really never in the office. But anyway, so there's four of us total. So they told the other people what happened, da da da, from their eyesight, not knowing that one of the persons that they had told was the person that was holding the door open for me. You would think that somebody would go off and go ham and go whatever. Nope, nope, nope. That was not our reaction. That person's consequence was going to be deeper than that person knew. You understand what I'm saying? So the person that I was with called in person and said, I don't appreciate the way that they're just, accusing people in the office. We work in this office together. We're a team. We got lots of money going in and out of there. And if they're accusing one person of something like this is, it's not, it just wasn't good. Because if you're accusing a person who has hundreds of thousands of dollars going through their hands multiple times a day and all day of 20 freaking dollars, that's a problem. So she called them and said, I don't appreciate this. I know that this is not what happened because we left the office together. When that person came, told them when they came from the bathroom, I was standing there holding the door and the accusations was heavy. So what happened is, let me tell you, this is why it's so good. That person got terminated because they gave them chance after chance to rethink the situation and how to effectively handle or deal with the situation. Okay. They got the "Are you sure? Are you sure?" kind of situation. You sure nothing? They didn't give them a clue of what could have happened, but they were like, "You sure? You sure you left it there?" "Yeah, I know I did." Da, 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 and so on. So as they were writing up the termination papers, let's just say that they were also downloading the camera footage. Brought them in the office, showed them the camera. They still stuck. Well, I know why I left it there. Maybe you're not getting it from the right angle. With the, they bought the part, certain parts. So they brought me in the office. Robbie, did you? No, ma'am. I wasn't even over there, nowhere near it. Mm-mm. And then here go the kicker. Oh yeah, because me and so was in the office and we left out together. Then it was, well, maybe she went over and got it. Now, mind you, if we were going to take something, we take all that, we have all this money all day long. Why would we take 20 freaking measly dollars? This is what was the thought process. So after we showed a period of time of the video footage, because like I said, when you're dealing with that much, you have to have video, and we have video footage from different angles. You know, you can't scratch your butt on the left side and not think the angles weren't going to catch it. So after, we said that somebody was in there with them, we left at the same time, and they said, well, maybe they got it. No, nobody's got it. You keep accusing, opposed to saying, well, something else might have happened. And that you have to clip things down because the seal on the door, when it's open, things blow. This is a common thing. This is normal. But in your head, you already say that somebody got it. Well, nobody feels safe with you working there. If something should ever come, you are always going to be the one to point the fingers and not logically think about the situation. We don't feel comfortable with you anymore. We cannot trust you anymore. So after she switched it off of me to the other person because the other person was with me, da da da. Now this is only for 20,000. Now, mind you, daily we have hundreds of thousands of dollars that we deal with. Okay. How long were you in that bathroom, first of all, where your thought process got flushed down the toilet? Okay, anyway. So we sat, we showed the video from the time she put it on the desk to the time she left and went to the restroom. We even showed the part where the door was open, the person was standing there, and I was going out the door with her. Now, you would think at this point, now we didn't even show the desk area yet. You would think at this point the person will say, oh, well, if the door was open, maybe it, whatever. Okay. So now we show the whole thing where the money is sitting on the desk. and where it just conveniently flies off the desk. And they tell her to go walk out there to go see if the money is wherever it flew to. Now, mind you, we can also watch at this point because you have also the cameras is set up, where you can see. And we watch her go out there and pick up the money. And then when she came back in there, her termination papers, or as we call it, the pink slip was laying on the desk because it was obvious what happened. And the reason was because the fact that you accused people that you work with in your team when you know what happens on a daily means that one, you're either not paying attention to detail, and two, you have no conflict resolution skills. Okay. That was my biggest lesson in life, even though I knew what to do and how to think, or you're supposed to look around and see what happens and see through the paint before you just start accusing people. You got to investigate before you start accusing people. I knew this. I seen personally the consequences of what could happen if you don't. I don't even know where that story is supposed to go, but there is a lesson to that story. You have to do your research. You have to pay attention. You have to look at all avenues before you start to lie, accuse. Um, you just have to do your research. Everything in life has research that you're supposed to do. Before you open your mouth to put it on somebody else. So I don't know how the hell I went from that story to from JoJo to that story. But some kind of way it go. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So before they said that JoJo was bad and JoJo did this, they should have found out why did JoJo get pulled over. That actually changed the course of JoJo's life if you watch and pay attention to, or if you had to watch Ron's house. It actually changed the course of JoJo's life. It actually did. And JoJo was just a teenager. But he got married and had a kid with his little T self. He's so funny. Yeah, I'm tired and I gotta get up for work. But yeah, let me tell you, conflict resolution is I guess, the concept of what I was saying. That's why I don't like to go into my stories because I be trying to explain in depth so you can understand, and I forget my whole damn point. You know what I'm saying? I end up forgetting my whole damn point when I go into a story. But anyway, um, oh, I got it. I got it. So every action has a consequence. I don't go to the react. I don't talk about the reactions and all that in between. At the end of the day, it has a consequence. So it's for you to think of all the reactions in between your action and the actual ending point, which is a consequence. So I do from the beginning to the end. I skip the middle and I think about the beginning to the end. I hear them old bones popping in some bones. Did everybody get their coffee? Did everybody get their coffee this morning? I have a cup. I normally do 2 cups. And I'm about to go get my last cup of coffee. I have coffee. I have what? Oh no, I got a crap load of coffee pots. I have so many coffee pots. I gave one to somebody because I had so many. They needed a coffee. They didn't actually need the coffee pot. They needed the one part of the coffee pot. But once you take the top part of the coffee pot, which the part that holds the filter sits on, the coffee pot is no good. So I gave them the whole coffee pot. And I still got like 4 coffee pots in maybe more. But I don't really care for coffee pots because I don't I'm not trying to be funny. It just tastes funny to me when you drink coffee uh after it's reheated or it stays in there and it's reheated. It just tastes funny to me, so I don't drink. I don't like it. I like my Keurig machines. It's very pricey. It's very, very pricey. Getting them little pods and stuff. The pods cost money. Somebody was nice enough to send me enough pods to last me for 100 days. If I only drink 2 cups of coffee a day. But I drink so much more. I was so thankful. Hey, Purposeful. How you doing, love? I was so happy to get those pods. I'm like, the good coffee too. I got Maxwell House and Green Mountain. Those are my two favorite coffees. And I got different uh what you call it? Different blends, for lack of a better word. I got different blends of them. And I have I have this big old can, and I be leaving it in the sink to dry. But because it's a can, y'all already know what happens with cans when they sit in the water. I mean, not in the water if you don't dry the water off of them. But it's so big. It's like it's not a baking pan. It's what you put your meat on. And I have to. And I know I could just rinse it off. I mean, dry it off. But I don't want to. Damn it. I don't want to. I just want to sit it after I wash it. I just put it in there and let it dry. And then every time I run water, it get I have to make sure there's no water sitting on it so it don't rust. Cause I tell you, I love that pan. That's my baking pan. So I'll wash it, and then if I run water in the sink, I have to make sure that the water is off of it. I know that makes no damn sense, but that's how we do it. I gotta get my sugar spoon. Swirler. I rinse it off every time I use it. Y'all got your coffee swirler? I know they got the little sticks, but I need that little bitty teaspoon. I need that little teaspoon because I put so much sugar in it. I've been eating that little teaspoon. I put two, 2 tablespoons of sugar in my coffee. So my mom and dad said when we go out to eat, they're like, "You want coffee?" I'm like, "Yeah, bring me a cup of coffee." And I need some sugar. They're like, "It's some sugar over there." I'm like, "No, I need some sugar. Y'all stop playing with me on the sugar." And then my mom would say, "Oh, yeah, she needs a little coffee to go with the sugar." So my coffee time is more like a sugar heist. Sugar heist. That's what I want to say, a heist. I don't want to say the other. Yeah. I gotta do that. So I got my second cup. It don't take me long to drink it because the Keurig. What you get out? What you doing out? Well, I guess you gonna. I guess my puppy. Go sit down. I guess my puppy gonna have her coffee time too. I ain't even know I left her. I didn't even know I left her kennel open last night. She out here chilling too. But yeah. So I don't know. I guess I told my story. Yeah, I just want us to understand the effects of things that we do in life. Uh, how our behavior affects our children. Our choices affect our children. Our um our actions affect our children, and how our response to action affects our children and others. That's what we gotta start understanding. We gotta we gotta collectively understand our behavior and our actions affect the newer generation, or the generation that's still learning. It even affects the generation with learning disabilities or mental, disabilities. I said that to hit y'all with this one. So I have, and I'm saying this, I'm gonna go and put this out there. Oh, 2024, y'all know I be coming up with some good ideas, but because I work so much, it'd be hard for me to put things together like I want to. I can come out here on the fly, but then I'll get lost in my story. So I've decided to do points and bullets of what I'm gonna do. So my next segment, I have two. I haven't did, well, I have a multiple ones, but the ones that's coming out next is how it's going to be. I'm not gonna tell it because people gonna try to beat me to it. I'm gonna shut up because people gonna try to beat me to. I mean because we on social media, nothing is sacred. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is sacred. If you say it and they get it, that's just on you, boo boo. So I'm gonna stick to the one that I've already said, but there's some that's gonna come before that. So I'm not gonna say the actual very next one that I got coming up. Uh, the very next one that I had coming up. It could have been as soon as tomorrow after work, but being the fact that when I came home yesterday, it was no none of that, nothing, nothing. I didn't want to look. I listened. Who I was listening to somebody when I fell asleep. I don't even know. I just put the oh 2K talks with 2K. Oh baby, let me tell you, he had me cracking up. I was cracking a fool yesterday. That man be cracking me up. Hey, when I get older, now mind you, I'm older than this man. But when I grow up, I want to be like Tugs with 2K. Not really, but I'm just saying that's the type of thing he has going on. And I give him his props because you know what he said? He said people like LaTruth, and he said some other people, but I want to make mention to the story that we've all been following together and the people that we know. He said it was people like him that set the stage for them to do what they're doing today, for him to do what he's doing today. He says, I'm a supporter. He said, I'm a fan of the truth now. And he loves that song, I Hate You. He's like, yeah, I S with that. I S with that. That's right. That's right. And he went through Robert's video. And then I didn't even realize that Robert had a new rap out, right? I didn't even know he had a new rap out, but he was just playing them and stuff for the people on his live. And I said, that's big props, dude. That's big props. And somebody, you know, of course, they had the people that's coming up there trying to say, he's like, man, what is you talking about? That ain't what I'm on. And dude, I love that because you know how people come in and try to deter you away from your subject. He was like, man, what is you talking about? That ain't even what I'm on. And I promise, if I remember, if I ever do a live story and somebody come in with a shenanigan, I'm gonna be like, man, what is you talking about? That ain't even what I'm on. Opposed to responding and all that other kind of stuff. I swear that man is so funny. If y'all ain't watched Talks with 2K, y'all need to go watch him. His, I think, was he live yesterday when I was watching him? I think he was live, and he was doing. He did a piece on the first thing y'all go watch. Y'all go watch the one he did about the baby mama and the bird and the little truth. Okay, y'all go watch that first. Okay. First, watch that one. You got to skip through if you don't want to watch the whole thing, but you skip through and you watch it. It's very very funny. And that's the one that said he was a rebound. It went too far. Um, it's funny. And then y'all go watch the one he did yesterday. It was a okay. Let me say this so I don't disrespect the person. I don't know their name, but it was a man. Wait, hold on. It's a man. It's about a man who was a woman who is currently transitioning. And they had an incident with this. You know, it's funny, you know, it's funny, but let me tell you, I was cracking up. So you know, I got my alerts set on here for talks with 2K. He said he want to interview Rob, and I sent a message to Rob. And if anybody else can get in contact with Rob, tell Rob to go talk to that man so Rob could get on there and talk to that man before the bit of baby mama get on there. Not only that, I think Rob could help him because he's having some issues with Facebook and Meta, and all this other kind of stuff, and he's about to switch his platforms and move. I think one person should help another person trying to get up. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't that people are so selfish with information. Like they could like and when they pass away, they gonna put the information in their casket with them. Like that makes no damn sense. It's so hard to get information or to get help from each other because people are afraid that you're gonna surpass them. Man, I don't even ask. I don't even ask. Um, I just don't because something happened to me a while ago on social media, and let's just say this: people have nasty ways to try to make you look foolish. They have nasty ways when you know what you know, real, and they have nasty ways. Let me tell you, they take it to the dirt. People take it to the dirt, to the bottom of the barrel, and they attempt to hit you where it hurts to try to make you look stupid. At that point, I didn't realize how strong I was. Yeah, I didn't realize how strong I was at that very moment. Um, hold on one second. I'm still here. I was looking at some people that I had never seen, but they've been around. That doesn't mean they haven't been around. I'm just saying. I just because I cut out the saga for a while. That I just didn't see them. Um, oh yeah. Do y'all want to hear some news? Y'all want me to tell y'all some news on here? Because I don't. I think mm, my my sister, my boss. I call her my boss. My boss hit me with some stuff, and I think maybe um that's so awful. I think giving some news about some of the stuff that's going on around the world might be good. I think I might start doing that. Um, um about how we need to. Man, I don't even know how to present. Um, I'm trying to see how I could tie this one in. I don't even look. I don't even know how. Okay, so I was saying how you gotta encourage your kids and you got one or two ways to dismiss them but see that's where you gotta understand everything is not set in stone. And I'm gonna say that because of this. This is how I'm gonna put this in here. The family of a woman unalived by a 10-year-old during a Memorial Day barbecue. Um, they have a harsh message for the little girl's mom. And this was, she was only sentenced to 5 years. Um, the mother was sentenced to 5 years after the 10-year-old daughter unalived another woman during a Memorial Day barbecue. Y'all, wait, hold on now. I'm reading it just like y'all. Wait, whoa. The Florida judge sentenced the 33-year-old woman to 5 years after a 10-year-old daughter did that. Um, she pleaded no contest to it and culpable by culpable, culpable negligence by storing or leaving an unloaded, you know what I mean, nug. It's called a nug within the reach of her minor child. She'll be given 128 days credit for the time she already served. After her release, she will be on probation for 3 years. And got to take a parenting class. Okay. Woo. Okay. Hold on now. So what had happened is, thank you, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sister. You want me to say your name? I don't know if you want me to say your name. She did that thing. I got to tell you, I call this person my boss. She keep me on track. You see that? Okay, so it says during the party, Isaac and the victim, 41-year-old, the victim was LaShawn Rogers, began an argument that turned physical. Isaac handed her daughter a bag with a nug inside of it. After Isaac started physically fighting with Rogers, okay, now mind you, Isaac is the victim, and Rogers is the mother. Okay, so it says Isaac handed her daughter the bag with the nudge inside. After Isaac started fighting with Rogers, the victim, no, the mother, Rogers, the mother, the 10-year-old allegedly took the nug and unalived Rogers. Okay, so she says to the family, I'm so sorry for your loss. Sometimes we find justice in other ways. If this is something that, oh, no, 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 that's what the news said. If this is something with you that you're struggling, I can tell you. Okay, so that's what the judge said to the family. I'm sorry for your loss. Sometimes we find justice in other ways. If this is something that you're struggling with, I can tell you that each and every one of us understand your struggle. No, we all don't understand your struggle. Disrespectful. Judge Kevin B. Wise said during the sentencing, according to the local. Okay, so the sentencing was emotional for the Rogers family. Not a second, not a minute, not a day goes by without us living the hurt and devastation, the pain and the fear you cause the family. Her sister says. Um, so when the reporter asked Sharita Rogers after the sentencing, what message should we give Isaac? She gave two. She gave a simple two-word answer. Y'all know that? What y'all think it was? You might think that it was be blessed, praise God, whatever. She said, F you. Um, let me tell you. Let me tell you. They said that her boyfriend said they were grilling. One of the witnesses, um, the boyfriend said they were grilling in the rear of the building when an intoxicated Isaac confronted Rogers over a recent dispute between the two. Another witness said the argument pertained to a previous social media post. Isaac was accompanied by her daughter, who was allegedly holding a beige purse at the start of the altercation. Okay, so wait a minute. Wait. Did y'all hear what I just said? Did y'all hear that? Another witness said the argument pertained to a previous social media post. Isaac initiated the physical confrontation by punching Rogers. Ah, after the first punch was thrown, Rogers retaliated and punched Isaac. Rogers' boyfriend then stepped in and tried to break up the fight, and the two began walking away while Isaac and her daughter continued to verbally argue. Authorities say Rogers then turned around and attempted to re engage with Isaac. The boyfriend told police. After Rogers turned around, The boyfriend observed the 10-year-old holding a black nudge and discharged one of two shots towards Rogers. She immediately fell to the ground. Hmm. While the 10-year-old was still holding it, the 10-year-old yelled, "She shouldn't have hit my mama." The boyfriend stated Isaac grabbed the firearm from the 10-year-old and pointed the firearm at the center of his chest. Wait, whoa, hold on. I missed some home. While the 10-year-old was still holding the firearm, the 10-year-old yelled, "She shouldn't have hit my mama." The boyfriend stated that Isaac grabbed the firearm from the 10-year-old and pointed it at his chest. The boyfriend describes looking into the barrel of a firearm as Isaac pointed it towards him, he raised saying he raised his hands and backed away in fear of his life. The witnesses who called similarly told investigators that Isaac threw the first punch at Rogers. She further claimed that when Rogers hit Isaac back, Isaac then took off her backpack and handed it to her daughter. When police arrived on the scene, the victim's boyfriend let off. Okay. Wow. So all the witnesses basically said the same thing. They came ready to do what they had to do. And the moral to this story is over a social media. Hello, a social media post. And I'm really disturbed. I'm really disturbed about the point that there was only 5 years given to the mother. What does that say for the child? Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Y'all, what is. Ooh, mm, 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 mm. That was that was a horrible judgment. That was a horrible. I can tell you, that was a horrible judgment. That said way too much. That said way too much. That was a horrible judgment, y'all. Mm, mm, mm. That was like And what? All I got was five, and my daughter ain't getting nothing. And the daughter is, oh, and I ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. There was no way that was just man's. Oh, look, I'm so disturbed by that one, and I don't know if there's anything that the family can do. What you think about that? Did y'all hear that when I was reading, or did I sound horrible trying to read it to y'all? 'Cause y'all know I'm dyslexic, ADHD, and some more shit. Old, and some more shit. But what do y'all think about that? I'm just appalled to that. They went to these people's barbecue about a social media post. Y'all see this? I did. I would love to see what the post was, y'all. I would love to see what the post was. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try for tomorrow. I'm gonna try to look up and see if I can find some more information about that because I would really like to know what the post was. I would really like to know what the stupid dispute was over. I would really, really like to know. And this one, at this point, let me see. A 10-year-old was arrested. Oh, hold on. Okay, so that was just that one. Okay, so it says a 10-year-old Florida girl was arrested and may face uh, MURDER charges after she allegedly SHOT and unalived a woman who was fighting her mother. Okay, so the little girl ain't off. That's okay. Good. Okay. The girl. Let me see. Yeah, this is just her police report. Uh, the mother. Yeah, y'all. Okay. So I was by that post was kind of that it misled us. Well, me 'cause maybe because I didn't read it all the way through as a whole, but I thought the little girl was just walking away, but she's not. Okay. So right now the little girl is facing those charges, and that's so sad because the mama can't even be there to support the little girl. Oh Lord, I see her mug shot, y'all. Mm. Then she turned around and pulled it on. What about pulling it on the man? You just got that for the little girl. What about? I guess I hope that there's a separate one for the man. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm still right here. Exactly. Poor role model. Oh, but yeah. The um, the mother just got the 5 years for having it accessible to the daughter, but the daughter is. It looks from this other the law and crime post that she is facing MURDER charges. Okay, Brit. I think that you have. I didn't told it. That's okay, Brit. I think that you have a point for a role model for the daughter. Um, I think we should start doing stuff about poor role models, just at least one a day about poor role models for a daughter. Being the fact that I was talking about how you're supposed to encourage your kids and stuff like that. Uh, Wait a minute. Is this? Oh, this is a police officer's statement. Let me see. I'll make it bigger. I want to make the. I see the report. I want to make it bigger. I don't know. I'm on my. This is on my other phone, and you know my other phone get on my nerves, y'all. I need a new backup, a second phone. I can't make it bigger on this phone. But it has the report. It has redacted a lot of stuff out of the report, but it basically has a report. And I'm not going to even try to read it because it's so small. I literally need a magnifying glass to read it. But it's the police affidavit. It's an unimaginable tragedy that defies easy solutions. Our office will proceed with care, and our primary focus will be doing whatever we can to support Mrs. Rogers' family, protect the public, and improve health of this child going forward. How you gonna prove the health of her? Because she got to go where she got to go. The Oh, it says while police said the juvenile was taken into custody on suspicion of second degree MURDER, State Attorney Monique H. Worrell on Tuesday said her office has not reached a final charging decision. Our office has started the process of reviewing this case and will consider all the facts, including the age of the child and all of the surrounding circumstances, when making a charging decision. We want to be clear in stating that no charging decision has been made by our office. We anticipate whatever charge we eventually file, if any, will ensure she receives the interventions necessary to address her behavior, health changes, and grow and ensure the public's safety going forward. World urged the Worrell, Worrell, which is the district attorney, urged the public to remember that despite her alleged action, the girl is still a child. Bullshit. Okay, the is and the SHOOTING is an unimaginable tragedy that defies easy solutions. They will proceed with care. Okay, I read that part. Mm, I don't even know what to say about that. um, about the child I'm talking about. Because you got to put yourself in that situation, how you would feel if you were a parent and that was your child doing it. And then you have to think about the little boy who helped his mom at the fast food restaurant. Um, when that man was tearing her up in the fast food restaurant. See, I think okay. I think that some people got the thought process that if your child do it in defense of you, they'll be slapped on the wrist. But there's a difference in this one. The big difference in this one. Oh, y'all gotta- The big difference is in this one is that they were walking away. The fight was over. When that little boy walked in there, his mama was still being assaulted. So, ooh, that's a hard one right there. I think that's people misunderstand. Let me say this. I think that nobody has to explain anything, first off. I think explanation is just an extra thing that's considerate. So I think that after the little boy did what he did for his mother and that man in the restaurant, I think maybe they could have said something to the fact that although this young man was acquitted of whatever charges that could have been filed against him, you can make no mention. It is not a practice judgment. You know, so don't think that you can do it and walk away. It is not something that is practiced. So, something you got to think. People take things and run with their own thought process with it. So it's like you got to break everything down into the basics of it, of everything. Um, okay, this is another one. This is the actual news of it. I think I'm gonna see. Can I play it real quick? Let me see. This one I can't rewind, so if it don't work, I am so sorry. It will not let me. It's on the news. If it play, it don't let you rewind or nothing. It get on my nerve. Work was. You gotta listen to the ads and all that. I don't feel like that's the case anymore. It got so bad. I don't know what this is an ad about on music. Whatever. Call the. Hold on. Okay, this might be it. Okay, here we go. A woman was sentenced today after a deadly shooting, even though she's not the one who pulled the trigger. Lucretia Isaac got into a fight with LaShawn Rogers on Memorial Day of 2022. That's when her daughter went into her bag, grabbed a gun, shot and killed Rogers. News 6's Laverne McGee was in the courtroom today. She has the latest. There were a lot of tears and emotion in the courtroom today. The family of the victim says they did not get justice. As to count one, the court will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in the Department of Corrections, followed by 3 years of probation, and you are to undertake a 4-hour parenting class as a condition of probation. Lucretia Isaac was sentenced today after investigators say her 10-year-old daughter shot and killed a woman at Jernigan Gardens Apartments in Orlando back in 2022. Her 10-year-old daughter is accused of fatally shooting a woman in Orlando. The mother will serve 5 years behind bars for culpable negligence for manslaughter and culpable negligence by leaving a loaded firearm within reach of a minor. Investigators say 41-year-old LaShawn Rogers was apparently in a physical fight with Isaac when her daughter shot Rogers. Police say she was shot twice by the 10-year-old and later died at the hospital. Rogers' daughter, mother, and several of the supporters made their voices heard. Time could never replace what was taken from us. Isaac faced a possible 15-year sentence, but made a plea bargain, changing her plea from not guilty to no contest. I wasn't satisfied with the time that she received today. Isaac has already served 128 days, which will be deducted from her sentence, and she also has a right to appeal. Lucretia,
took a very big piece of me that can't be replaced. As for Isaac's 10-year-old daughter, News 6 asked the state attorney's office for an update, but we were told they were unable to comment on any cases involving a juvenile. Laverne McGee getting results, News 6.
Okay. This was, okay, so you mean to tell me this happened 2 years ago and y'all still have not came to a freaking decision? It say 20, but I heard them say 15. So she took a plea bargain and only got 5 years. Okay, so she did have some stuff that would have went with it. You know, there was some stuff that would have went with it. But y'all, we gotta encourage. We gotta stop. Not we, because we all don't do it. But people have got to stop doing this. I'm gonna call it F behavior in front of their children and then expecting a different outcome, or either they don't even care about the outcome. Ooh. So we have to encourage, uplift our children, lead our children by example. And it's crazy. Yeah. But that's one of the main examples of why um I was saying that every action has a consequence, not a reaction, a consequence. Reactions can be controlled, consequences cannot. Um, and we have to uplift our children, direct our children in the in the best path possible. Uh, we have to keep our children focused on making the right decisions by pumping positivity into them, pumping um the ability to make good decisions. You know, you just got to keep making them know and feel that they can. They can. It's like the little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. You know, you got to keep pumping that into your children so that when they grow up, they want to do better. They want to have a full life free. They want to make the right decisions. They want to, you know, not involve themselves or surround themselves with people that think that is okay, that think a social media post is worth going to somebody's Memorial Day barbecue with a loaded weapon. You know, that's like, to me, if you come to this barbecue to confront me with a loaded weapon, now mind you, I'm at a barbecue, I'm minding my own business, I ain't thinking about you, I'm with my family. So I'm not walking around with it in defense, and just, whatever, because things can happen. We drinking, we having a good time, but you come to me. Uh, it's like the intent, the intent behind it is awful. Ooh, yeah, tomorrow I got a good one for y'all tomorrow. My sister sent it to me. My boss, let me stop saying my sister. Sister, sister on the internet has turned into something very nasty. When I say sis, I don't mean no snake shit. I mean like my real, like my babies. So tomorrow I got a good one, but y'all know I gotta get. I got a training today, y'all. What? She got a training today. We moving. Not moving like literally, like moving up. I'm training. Got a little training to do something different. Uh-huh. Oh shit. Woo, Lord Jesus. Y'all got a problem over here. Okay, I fixed the problem, y'all. But I guess that's my sign to get my butt on. Get up, get busy, because I got to get out this house because I cannot be late. And y'all know I got to stop by the store and get my drink so I don't dehydrate. Because I got to, because coffee, did you know that coffee, hold on one second. Did you know that coffee kind of is like a kind of dehydrates you? They say soda do, but I don't got no problem with soda. But do you know that coffee kind of dehydrates you? So I'm gonna read more up on it before I just put it out here and put some stuff on it. But I drink coffee like on my days off. I drink at least 4 cups of coffee. But they say that coffee dehydrates you. I don't know. I haven't had no proven facts, but I'm gonna read about it. But yeah, yeah. So I think maybe what I'll do on here, what I'll do is maybe I'll do like a story, talk about a story. So I'm not just coming up, and I won't have to display my whole life. Because I do have other parts and pieces that I come on. So I think that'll be good. Maybe we'll do a news story or something on Coffee Talk with TMSG. I took the 101 out because it is a 101. Every day, everything I do is gonna be 101. Meaning I gotta break it down to an easy form. 4 cups is a lot, Robbie. Yeah, when I'm on my days off, man, minimum is a 4 cups. I get up at well today I actually got up like at 3, but I get up at 4 in the morning. Um, and my little regiment. I drink 1 to 2 cups of coffee in the morning before I even get up and get to moving. Hmm. Go in your kennel. I don't know what made you thought you could come out. Um, I'm gonna go. So you always get yourself in trouble. I forget I left her kennel open, and before I get ready to go, she'll make some noise. I'm like, "Oop! I done left her kennel open." So she cuts her free time because she be telling me that she free, and then I have to come. I have to stop and make sure she ain't free. Cause man, I left her free one day. She was good, mind you. She didn't go to the bathroom in the house or nothing. But let me tell you, baby, she was everywhere. I saw her little footprints on my couch. Cause the way you know how certain furnitures you can see handprints and footprints. I saw her footprints on my couch, my chair. Man, she was everywhere. She was all up in the kitchen tearing up paper towels. I'm like, dang, was you on my cabinets too? How did you get a paper towel on the floor? Let me tell you, I told y'all my dog got a supply of my black socks, not my white socks. She ain't got no white socks. My black socks. I have very few black socks, but I promise you, every time I leave her out, if I think I might need to leave her out at nighttime more often because every time I leave her out at nighttime, when I wake up, it's a black sock that then magically appeared. Like, where is you getting my socks from? Where I cannot figure out where my socks is because I think dogs are smart first off. So I think she listens to the pattern of my breathing and she probably knows when I'm asleep. So she doesn't start moving around and roaming until she knows that I'm all the way asleep. Because, like I say, she'll sit here and stare at me, which is kind of creepy. And if I wake up in my sleep, like if I'm just dozing off and I wake up and I see her staring, I'll make her go on a kennel because that's kind of weird to me. I think she's gonna attack me or something. Because man, you can't be staring at me like that. You can't even be no dude in my presence, and I wake up and got your you propped up staring at me. Man, I'm gonna think that's some weird stuff. That's creepy. Yeah, that's creepy. You stop my car. It's so hot outside. I'm gonna tell you. Like in the morning time, I guarantee there's every bit of 80, 90 degrees outside right now at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, I'm slipping. I am straight slipping. Um, so, okay. So I bet you it's every bit of 80 to 90 degrees outside. How it's so empty in my house. Like not stuff and furniture. Like my kids are all grown up, and I raised men, so my men are grown and gone. And it's so sad. It's so lonely. I love my babies. Uh, it's like it's not like a punishment, but it's like you happy that you raised your kids, that they ain't fucking 35 years old still living with you. But at the same time, you miss them. You want them to be them grown young men to get out on their own and get it on their own. Don't get me wrong, that is a pleasure. That's a blessing. But at the same time, you miss them, man. You miss them. You miss them. Boy, get in there and clean up that room or something. Just whatever you used to tell them. Go in there and go fix your plate. Or when they come home from basketball practice or something, the food is cooked already. I made your plate. If you want some more, just whatever you tell your kids. Or me in my case, where you going? You finna go? My kids stayed gone. They had 100 million practices. They had, man, I'm so blessed. That's one thing. If you got kids, try to keep them active. I don't care. People say the game ain't no good for kids and all that kind of stuff. Man, whatever you got to do to keep your kids off them streets, you do it. You do it. You do whatever you got to do to keep your kids off the streets. Because the streets ain't made for people. Streets don't want nobody streets don't want nobody walking alive in them. Put it like that. The streets is not made for people and they don't want nobody walking alive in them. They want everybody to lay down. That's what I say about the streets. Yeah, I do not iron my work clothes. I'm sorry. So my dryer is on the wrinkle. Um, but I'm about to get off this phone because I'm finna hop in the shower real quick. And when I say quick, I gotta do this fast because I gotta get out of this. I didn't sit here. I was supposed to be only a 30-minute talk time, over 30 minutes to an hour. And y'all see I didn't overdid that today. So I gotta move like lightning so I can get there because I do not want to be late for this training because that defies the fact of what I'm doing. Y'all be blessed. Stay encouraged. Pray over your children, regardless of what your children do. Find the light. Help them see the light of the path. You feel me? Help them see that there is a brighter side. Yes, they may have to go through the consequences of what they've done, but there is a light. No matter where they end up, as long as they're alive, there is a light. Okay. In the process, remember there's two choices in um, supporting your children. Never take the whatever choice. Okay. And y'all be blessed. 6 a.m. and I'm out.